Hello everyone. Today is the day that I'm going to start taking my car apart so I can paint it. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to take the interior out of it. And I just got back from taking a little cruise on my last cruise before I tear it apart. I'm going to try to hold this and drive at the same time, so bear with me. To give you a quick backstory on this, when I redid the car, I put everything new for the speedometer in this car. Starting with the transmission, I put a new steel drive gear on the tail shaft of the transmission to run the speedometer gear, the plastic gear that spins the cable that comes up to the speedometer. And from that drive gear on the transmission all the way up to the speedometer, everything is brand new. The speedometer is brand new. You can see I put 7,500 miles on the car since I did that. But for some reason I got this little twitch, and I'll show you when I start rolling forward here. It does it when I first start moving, and then around 30, 40, 50, something like that, it kind of evens out. But then you get up to 60, 65, it starts bouncing again. So I want to try to figure out why it's doing that. You can kind of see how it's bouncing. I'm probably going about 8 miles an hour. It's kind of bouncing. Second, get up around 30, it starts evening out. Okay, what I've done now is I've taken the old speedometer that used to be in the car and I've hooked it to the cable outside the hood. I ran the cable up out through the hood, and I'm going to see how it does going down the road. I'm hoping it stays on there. I just got it sitting on that towel. I don't know if it'll stay or not. We'll see. Bouncing a little bit, not as bad as the one that's in the car. And you get out on a smooth road to see what it does. Well, as you saw, I tried hooking this up to the car. I had the speedometer cable coming out from the hood here, and I had this on a towel. And I thought that would be good enough, but it was moving around so much and trying to watch it and hold the camera and drive the car. It just, I couldn't really tell. It still seemed like it was jumping an awful lot, but it was jumping different than the speedometer that's in the car. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to put this on my lathe and spin it up. Let me get the camera set up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, as you can see, that spun up to about 60 miles an hour. Once it evened out, it stayed right on 60. I don't think there's anything wrong with that speedometer. That was the one that was in the car when I bought it. The odometer doesn't work, and the gear sheared out in it, and I couldn't buy a gear, so I just bought a whole new speedometer. It's in the car now. I bought it on eBay. It was brand new, reproduction. I don't know if it's bad or somewhere in the link, the speedometer system between the speedometer and the transmission, something's hanging up. I don't know. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start taking the interior out. I'm going to take a speedometer out, bring it over here and do the same thing with it, and see how it responds. If it gets up to about 60 and starts bouncing all over the place, I know it's a speedometer. And honestly, I hope that's what it is, because I didn't pay a whole lot for that speedometer. I think it was 160 bucks or something like that. And I'll go to Zip Corvette and buy one from them that I know will be good. That's not wrong with it. I'm not really sure what it could be doing, because everything in the system is brand new. Let me get the speedometer out of the other car, or out of the car, and we'll test it. Also, if you notice, this is a white face speedometer. It was actually original speedometer, had the black face on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the driver's side dash out here so I can get the speedometer out and test it. There's several bolts holding it in. There's two here on this side. There's three across the top here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then over here, there's two right here. One there and there goes into the center console. And then down below, you have that switch assembly. There's some screws you can see on each side of it you got to take out. And then there's two bolts that hold the steering column in place up here at the top, right underneath those switches. And I believe it takes a 9/16 wrench. And then down on the firewall, where the steering column goes through the firewall, there's I think 3 or 4, I don't remember how many's down there, and I believe those are 1/2-inch nuts. You can see hanging over there by the clutch pedal, that's the speedometer drive cable. I've already disconnected it because I had it out on top of the hood to try to run that other speedometer. There's a cable that looks just like that hooks into the tach, because this is a mechanical tach. I'm going to convert mine over to electronic tach while I'm doing this. And I'm going to redo my wiring on this car too, and I'll talk about that later. But let's get this dash out. Okay, this bottom screw, you have to use a short screwdriver because the door's right there. And this is something I highly recommend. As you take your screws out, label them and put them in a bag. For this one, I'm putting D dash. Okay, here's the two bolts you have to take out up here. See, I can move the steering column a little bit, but it's still pretty stiff, so I need to get down there and loosen those bolts down on the firewall. Okay, you can see that screw up there. I got to get a socket on. Ow! That felt nice. I dropped the, as soon as I broke that loose, that steering column fell down on my head. So remember that when you're doing this, to maybe take those back ones loose first before you do the front ones. Okay, there's the one on the other side, on the right side of the steering column. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the socket on that and back that one off. I'm not gonna show it on camera because I can hold the camera and get up in here at the same time. Okay, so I got this all loose. It started to drop down a bit when I got the last screw out of the steering column there. But you have to do, you can kind of push down on this steering column a little bit. That'll give you a little bit more room. And now we have to start unhooking everything back here. You can see this main trough of wires is held in with these clips. There's one there and one over here. You got to bend those up. And then you got to disconnect some vacuum lines here and a plug-in down here on the bottom for the light switch. And then there's all the lighting is plugged into the back of the gauges. I got to disconnect those. Cable that goes into the back of the tachometer, it hooks up just like a speedometer cable does. You snap it on there, and it's got a little ring that springs out and grabs it and keeps it from coming off. So I'll try to get the camera set up where I can show what I'm doing here. Okay, let's see how this works out. I'll try to keep my hand out of the way as much as possible so you can see what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to reach in there and get to everything. It doesn't kink it. There's a plug-in for the light switch. Okay, so now you just kind of start feeling on the back here and start unplugging things. And some of my connections are bad. I'm going to replace all those. Like I said earlier, I'm going to redo my wiring and change it around a lot so that it's easier to take in and out in the future. You just shove that wiring harness over the top of the speedometers and tack. Now I think I got everything disconnected. So you should be able to just there we go. Okay, this is the back of the gauge. You can see where all the lights plug in. This is the tachometer here. And if you look at it, it looks just like the speedometer connection. And then this is the cable for your trip meter. It comes down here so you can reset it to 0. This is where one ground connection connects, and then this is where the other one connects. Vacuum solenoid for the wiper door. I've got the electric actuator on my door now, so I don't use this. But that's basically what it looks like once you get it out. This is where the interior light connects. This is where your AC vent comes in and connects. And this is what the wiring looks like. You can see this is all the lights for the tachometer side, and there's your ground plug-in. And then the same way over on this side, this is for the speedometer. And you can see how some of these pulled apart. See how there's no bulb in this one. The little metal clip there, that stays stuck in the speedometer, and it pulls out this rubber, and it's not supposed to. So I'm gonna replace all these with some updated connectors that won't do that anymore. And then of course you got your ground. Here's your plug-in for your headlights, your vacuum lines for the headlight actuators. I'm probably going to convert that over to electric at some point. I don't know if I'll do it right now. I mean, it would kind of make the most sense, but even if I do it later, I can still leave those vacuum lines connected to the switch. It's not going to make any difference. They just won't function. And I can cut the tubes off to where they're up under the dash. You won't see them. So when I get to that point, I'll decide what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got the speedometer out. You can see this one had 0 miles on it when I put it on the car. I don't know what the actual mileage is on this car because, like I said, when I bought this car, it had this one on it. It's got 89,000 miles and the odometer doesn't work. So I'm sure it's got a lot more than that on it. But you can see the difference between the one with the white face and one with the factory face. And I kind of like the white face gauges, but I like the look of the original gauges, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet on that. I'm going to go ahead and take the speedometer out of here. I don't need to test it. I want to clean all this up. They leave this raw steel from the factory. I think it's because the lights have to ground off this surface. The light plugins I'm going to put in here have a ground wire in them, so I don't need that anymore. So I might clean these up and just paint them so they don't rust like that anymore. Last time I took and wire brushed these all off, so it looked brand new again, but that didn't last, evidently. So I'm going to have to see what's the best way to go with that. So let me get this set up over in the lathe, and then we'll get the camera set up. I don't want to damage it, but... It looks pretty smooth to me. I would say we got an issue somewhere besides the speedometer, so I don't know what to check next. So we'll worry about that when we get to that point. We tested both of these on the car and on the lathe, and I'm coming to the conclusion that there's nothing wrong with this speedometer, which bums me out. It would have been easy. The easiest thing to do would be to change this out. It'd been the most expensive thing probably to do until I find out for sure what's wrong. But it would have been the easiest thing to change. So since we know I'm going to go with this speedometer, I'm going to have to dig deeper into the rest of the speedometer system, the cable, the cable housing, the drive gears, all that stuff. And I'm going to do that later on. But I'm still toying with the idea, as I'm redoing this car, I'm going to repaint it, redo the interior, and I'm debating on whether to pull the engine or the transmission. I think I'm going to, just for the fact that if I decide to put Borgenson steering in there, it's going to be easier to put it in there. It's going to be easier to get in there underneath the paint and everything. It's just going to be easier overall to do it. It's going to be a lot more work, but I think in the long run, I'm going to be better off. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then on my gauges, well, I don't know. I'm looking more and more at that white gauge. I really like it. It really stands out. And I think with the medium saddle interior, it'll look really good. So again, if you guys have any suggestions or comments on that, please let me know. And that's probably going to wrap this video up. The next video will continue on from here, finish and disassemble the interior of the car. And then we'll do the exterior of the car. And then at that point, I will know if I'm going to pull the engine and trans or not. I'm 80% sure I'm going to. But that's still, I'm leaving it till last because it's not a 5-minute project to do it. But there's some things I want to double check while I'm doing this. And I even thought about putting a hydraulic clutch in. I might do that at that time because this clutch is pretty stiff on this car. And we'll talk about that as we go through it. There's a lot of stuff, so I don't want to cover it in this video. So this video was supposed to be just about the speedometer. So I'll shut up now. So you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.